today I want to see if I give you some information on some of the topics that I shared with you guys the other day. That being relationships, health, nutrition, sex, pet health, um, and of course there's other topics that I cover, but those usually are the ones that are most shared by me, specifically on Facebook. Um, if you're stopping by my Facebook page, you'll be able to see that I share different topics. I have not been on Facebook very long, anyways. I'm very new to Facebook, but I have a lot of topics that I've written in regards to these that are shared. Anyways, my point is I want to give you some extra tips like I did the other day. And the first thing I want to share with you is for cellulite. And cellulite is controversial in its own ways. Cellulite is not removable by exercising like hours and hours per week, like I mentioned a lot in regards to fat loss, for instance, or just general health. Cellulite is not going to be removed by how much you exercise. Cellulite is not going to be removed by how much you detoxify your body. Cellulite is not going to be removed by what foods you eat. Cellulite is not going to be removed by surgery or some special gadget rubbed on or put on your specific area. It's just not going to happen. Of course, a lot of these things are contributing factors, environmental, and what we put and what we consume, and our toxicity level within our bodies as well. All these things are factors, but in order to actually get into working on the cellulite area, whether that be thighs, butt, just anywhere from your waist down, for instance, there has to be specific exercises, and if you're not using specific exercise to target these areas, you're not gonna get anywhere per se. Of course, there are applications that you could put on the area for short-term improvement, enough where not only you see it but others can see it. And right off the back, I'll tell you that there's a root herb called suma root, and suma root is one herb that you can use for improvement on cellulite issues. That's working on the exterior, not actually getting to the root cause, as I was just saying. There's also another quote secret on also helping to reduce cellulite, which if you message me specifically on Facebook, I can share that with you. You'll find my Facebook page through my website, which is healthylifestylesupermarket.info. Again, healthylifestylesupermarket.info. You'll see how to find me on Facebook, and just see the subscribe, friend, follow, however you want to. And if you're interested in the other secret protocol to use as a short-term dramatic change or improvement, aside from suma root, just message me there. You can through YouTube, but I would prefer for that through Facebook, and then we'll go from there. So there's also there's exercises that people do, and specifically women, because men can have cellulite as well. That's a That's also common. It's not uncommon. It's very common. So if you're using hamstring machines, if you're using your basic squat routines, if you're using one leg curls for hamstring work or leg extensions, for example, these things are not going to help with your satellite. They're not going to target the specific areas. If you're doing the scissor exercises that there is in gyms, for instance, these scissor exercises to target, usually it's for the inner thighs, and also they work for the outer thighs. These also are not going to target your satellite issues. There's specific exercises again, and one of the specific exercises that I want to share with you, in order for you to have it on your own screen or download it on your own computer or wherever you want to put it, or receive it, you would have to go to my Facebook page and see one of my timeline cover photos, and there's a 5-minute fat burning exercise routine. And in that fat burning exercise routine, which is a 5-minute fat burning exercise routine, under the cover timeline photos of mine on Facebook, there's a specific exercise which is a squat. And this specific squat exercise, what it's going to do is going to help bring structure, a balance in all the areas from your weights down. And this specific squat exercise, you're going to do it with no weight at first, just to see where your level of strength is and capability is. If you're able to accomplish it with no weights, and you're able to accomplish it with no problems whatsoever, you feel it's too easy, and then yes, of course, add some weight. But don't just jump into thinking that because you squat 100 pounds that you'll be able to do this specific exercise with 100 pounds, because you will not be able to. Everybody that I've shared this with, especially on a one-on-one basis, they cannot do it. For example, if they're doing a 100-pound squat, they can only do the 50-pound squat, and they cannot even finish the second set because of the method of squat that it is. So it's very important that if you're going to use weight because you need it, for example, because it's too easy without weight, and then of course you want to add some weight, but start off with a little bit less, maybe a quarter of what you would do with a regular squat of amount of weights that you would use. So if it's 100 pounds, start off using only 25 pounds on the bar, for instance. And if you carry 200 pounds, maybe try 75 pounds or less. But start small and gradually. One of the concepts behind the specific squat exercise that you will do anywhere from 3 to 5 sets every other day will help you work on your issues where your satellite is. But it's not the only exercise, and it's not the only exercise, but it's just one exercise that you can implement on your daily routine while at the gym or at home or wherever it is you exercise. That way you have more of an understanding of how specific exercises that I share with people on a one-on-one basis, where I actually target the satellite issues that some of them have to actually eliminate it, which I cannot do that now with you guys here, but I actually do that on a one-on-one basis. So if you're from Miami, for instance, just let me know, message me, email me, contact me through Facebook, whatnot, and you can ask me more questions and so forth. But that's just one exercise for you to implement. Whether it's not targeting enough of your satellite issues, but it will. But adding that in, that specific exercise routine, as every now and then or whenever you're busy, your week is too complicated, or you're out on a business meeting or whatnot, it's one exercise you can use because it's going to work your body as a whole. So it's going to target your calves, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your butt, your inner thighs, your outer thighs. It's going to help your core. It's going to help your back, specifically your lower back. Okay, it's also going to help a little bit of the rest of your body, like your arms, because of the stabilizing muscles that are going to be working together as a balance. So in other words, muscle balance will play here a lot. I'm not into muscle imbalance, which a lot of times what creates muscle imbalance, of course, is improper exercises and improper concentration, which are two very important factors. But a lot of the what's it called, the machines that are available, for instance, in gyms, these have that possibility to take you on a road of muscle imbalance, since they're only targeting the specific muscle that you're using that machine for. So for instance, if you're using a hamstring machine and you lie down on the bench and then you raise your legs up and down, you're targeting, yes, the hamstring muscle, but you're neglecting to benefit on the quadricep, for example. So you're creating an imbalance, and a lot of people do too many of these on a frequent weekly basis, and that's creating muscle imbalance in the body. So a lot of times what you see, people with a certain body type, they have certain parts of their bodies looking nice and other parts not so nice. It's normally because they're creating an imbalance of muscle activity within their exercise routine. And so I tend to share with people not to use so much of the machines, and if so, it's not common, it's not often, and it's done correctly. There's a certain amount of time and intensity that you do when you're using machines, for example, just like you would with free weights, for example. With free weights, of course, is the right way to go. But if I go further, based on my personal program that I share with people, which is called an all-in-one approach. Again, if you're from Miami, let me know, message me, contact me through Facebook or whatnot. My all-in-one approach is just different from a lot of concepts out there. You can see that as my last post from last night on Facebook. But you definitely want to use more free weights to create more balance of muscles. When you're using more, when you're activating the different muscles within your body, you're actually creating more a harmonic sensation throughout the body to work together as one. And so that's that. There are foods that you can eat to help with cellulite, but I don't necessarily want to get into that because, like I said, food and exercising like a maniac, okay, just extreme exercise, which the majority of exercises out there are extreme and they're just unnecessary. Again, if you read some articles that I posted yesterday on Facebook, you have some more understanding of my thoughts on, for instance, on your cardio and other methods of exercise that I posted yesterday on Facebook. It's unnecessary. In reality, you only need several minutes for cardio. You only need several minutes for abdominal exercises, and in general, before actually using weights, as I mentioned many times and yesterday on my Facebook page, that if you cannot use your body, your own body weight, for different methods of exercise movements or a certain or for a specific training exercise, if you cannot use your own body weight, what are you doing using extra weight on your body? I mean, you got to be able to use your own body weight before you actually jump into this idea that you got to add weight to a body weight that you cannot even use. So my concept of exercise is a lot it's a lot further into what many people, as they say, teach. And again, I don't teach anything. I share. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing my experience and my knowledge of over the years that I've been able to gather from basically every day. If I'm not out with somebody on a one-on-one basis, every day, learning, educating myself as much as possible with the newest information that I can receive, can find, and then also sharing as much as possible. And so I've been doing this every single day over the years, and that's been my life. And so what else? For specifically for women, here's a tip for women. Uh, Breast health for women, it's very important. Okay, I mean this is one of the topics where most women have trouble with, and one of the reasons why there's a lot of trouble with women, specifically breast health, is because of excess use of bras, and these bras congesting the lymphatic system that exists within the breast, and so the breasts are meant to be moving around, not constricted, not conducted in one place, and not being able to move freely and breathe. And so my thought for you is to do daily massages. Of course, you can increase these benefits of these massages by using essential oils, and also in these essential oils, try to use or get a formula that has maybe some cayenne, some kind of spice of that nature. Cayenne or ginger. Ginger is good, but also I like cayenne a lot. I'm a big fan of cayenne. If you heard one of my videos recently, I believe I spoke highly of cayenne. And so daily massages to your breasts, if you can do AM and PM, meaning like an hour before bed, and then in the morning before you actually get going, if you can do massages at both times, anywhere from at least from 5 minutes to several more, that would be very beneficial. And again, if you use essential oils with a formula with cayenne, if possible, that would even be better. Again, I have several companies on my website. As you will see when you go to my first page, if you're interested, you can go there. My website is based on using several companies that I have felt to be very highly regarded in quality, and that's why I set up my website the way you would see it once you go there. It's not you buy, you see different companies that I have chosen over the years that I feel that are of the highest quality, which is why I have them set up this way, to give people a choice, because that's what I'm about, offering people a choice. I don't put anything on anybody or demand anything or want anybody to do anything. It's a choice. I share what I share, and then you decide what is best for you, because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. What's best for you, not best for somebody else or anyone else. It's best for you. So for females, that is my thought. Daily breast massages, essential oil with cayenne is possible, twice a day. If not once a day, that's fine as well. Do some jumping jacks, or do some jump rope or trampoline, even better. The higher quality the trampoline, it's even better for different reasons, which actually has to do with the pull of the bounce. That's just a different conversation, but you want to do anywhere from 5 minutes to maybe an hour, spread out through the day. If not, 5 minutes is fine, once or twice a day, whatever it is, but some kind of jumping movement, especially if you're someone who has a bra on all the time. That way the breast can move freely, and you can also encourage the lymphatic system within your breast to release the toxins that get built up while you have a bra on the whole time. And specifically wearing a bra at night for bedtime is definitely a big no-no. You definitely want to try and get away from that idea, that concept of going to bed with a bra on. That's definitely, you definitely don't want to do that. But it's your choice. For men, I don't know how much you guys know about this, but uh, also daily massages to your testicles is also another beneficial, beneficial way of living. And just like women, if you can do testicle massages both AM and PM, um, that's fantastic. In that area, you might not want to use cayenne, because obviously it can, number one, it can create an erection. Because another tip of mine is, just getting out of the topic that I just started, is obviously you want to be careful with the head of the penis, but if you rub some, I like raw coconut oil, so if you have a mixture of raw coconut oil and cayenne, you can rub it around your penis, and that will help build an erection and keep it harder and firmer, that much extra longer, and make it more pleasurable as well. But it can be, you will have to be cautious because of the fact that if you get it on top of the head area, and with the cayenne, of course, you can create a very uncomfortable moment, which obviously the sexual gratification at the moment will get cancelled, and you'll be stuck like that for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And so you don't want to do that. You want to be very careful if you do apply that kind of method of promoting an erection and keeping it harder or firmer, as one tool, one tip to use. And then just be careful you don't rub any on top, and that you wash your hands right after you rub around the base or the whole part of the penis. And but again, getting back to the testicle massages, daily massages twice a day or once a day. There are essential oils you can use, and you can use it with cayenne as well, but you got to make sure also that you don't have any cuts if you're shaving down there or waxing, or just make sure that you don't have anything like that. And if you don't know if you have any rashes or anything like that, then just leave the cayenne alone, just get an essential oil. But again, you don't have to use an essential oil. That's just for extra benefits. Just like for women, you don't have to, it's just an extra benefit. And just do daily massages, again 5 minutes if anything, in the morning, again at night, or once per day. The other thing to share with you is let me talk to you about fat loss. And here's a tip on fat loss. A lot of people, of course, enjoy starchy food and grains, but without getting into any other part of the topic, let me just go right to starches and grains. For instance, the best time to consume starches and grains, if that's your choosing of food, is actually between the time of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Anywhere before that won't be beneficial to you at all. Too much of an increase in insulin. And then after 3, the same, too much of an increase in insulin production, which will only trigger harder to lose fat as starting your day for the rest of the day. And then if you eat it afterwards, after 3 for instance, and then it makes it harder to lose fat and keep it off. And so the time frame for carbohydrates, or specifically starchy food, is to make it let's say between 11 and 3. Or another way for you to understand is at the peak, during that peak, that 1 hour before and that 1 hour after, or that peak sunshine that you have in your state, wherever it might be that you live. So I like to say between 11 and 3, but if just for any reason that's not working for you, just look at it the 1 hour before and the 1 hour after, in between where you have the hottest time of your day in your state. And here in Miami, for instance, the hottest time is, well, it's between 11 and 3, for example. And so, in general, I speak not only for Florida or for Miami, but in general, I speak also for many other people in different states. 11 to 3 is the best time to keep your fat levels from increasing or to help you burn fat. Um, Another fitness tip would be, well, a fitness tip would be what, well, I think for now it's enough. If you have any questions or any comments, please go ahead and leave them for me. Uh, uh, and if anything, don't forget to check my Facebook page where I write as often as possible daily articles on these kind of topics that I have just shared, and others, and news stories that I also put up. The other day I did put up the new article that I explained to you recently. I did add it. So in a few days I'll be removing the article that is on my 5th page of my website. That's a new article that I just put up. Part of a conversation that I shared with you the other day. You can see the article that I wrote. It's new on my 5th page of my website, healthylifestylesupermarket.info. And in a few days I will be removing that one and placing a new article, which is every few days. So if you have any questions, please just ask, and I'll try and answer you the best I can. Thank you.